and welcome to the Enchantress Society with Tia Johnson, a place where you get to be you, where you get to unlock your magic in a sacred and judgment-free zone. The Enchantress Society is your witchy sisterhood of enchanting women who guides and supports you along your spiritual journey from the mundane to the magical. I invite you to sit for a spell as I interview guests and spill the spiritual tea on how we can create the magical life we deserve. Hello and Happy New Year. I know I can't believe that we are in year 2022. And even looking back when I was a kid, the year 2000 or the 2000 years alone, I just thought that was for the Jetsons. Like now I'm just like, wait a minute, now we're 22 years into the 2000s. That's crazy. Wow. So my voice is a little hoarse. Bear with me. Okay. Is anyone else stuck in October, Halloween? Because I can't believe Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year just flew by. I mean, to the point where I was saying or about to say Happy Thanksgiving when it was around Christmas. And between Christmas and New Year, let's be honest, that's like the twilight zone. We don't know what time it is, what day it is. And it's just a whirlwind of things going on. Nevertheless, I am so excited for this year. I pulled an oracle card as a theme to get us going. And I got some other things that I want to break down about this year to help kickstart us. And, you know, let's see what this brings. So I'm sipping, I have to tell you guys. So I got an espresso for Christmas and I'm so excited. I've been drinking things that I can't even pronounce. So I'm sipping on something that begins with the O. I will learn how to pronounce this to help. So hopefully that would help my hoarse voice. But yes, you got to find your sweet spots and the lights whenever you can. All right. So let's dive into the number. Actually, before we dive into the number for this year, let's take a moment to remove any debris from 2021 that somehow made its way over. So this debris can be some lingering thoughts. This debris can be your ex that you texted, New Year's Eve because you wanted, to do some adult things. Okay. This debris can be friendships that need to end, but you were just like, it's the holidays. Maybe we'll just do this one last time. So one of the things I looked at in 2021 or towards the end of 2021 was the last hoorah, like the last supper of sorts, where it's just, all right, I see you. Hello, hello, hello. And I know for a fact you're not making it to 2022. So this is going to be our last thing, even if that person doesn't know it, because for whatever reason, sometimes it's best to phase out a friendship. Sometimes just saying like, I'm not your friend, or even though that sound like a little kid, I'm not your friend, but you get what I'm saying. Spirit, what I like to call Spirit sends a spiritual pink slip, and that person automatically will phase out of your life. But that's just how I looked at a portion of 2021, not on a war path of just, cutting people off. But I worked really hard to reaffirm boundaries and just look at the people in my life, who show up consistently, things like that. And that's what we should be looking at. So if there's any debris from 2021 that is still here, and this is just the first full week of January, so this isn't about beating ourselves up. Okay, let's take a moment to just get rid of that. All right. So if you can't close your eyes, it's okay. Just take several deep breaths and breathe up from your stomach. If you haven't learned how to breathe from your stomach, it's okay. Just take deep breaths. Okay, here we go. We're going to ask Archangel Michael to come in with his blue flaming sword and just slice away any lingering attachments, sweep up any debris that's around. Just take deep breaths and feel that energy. If you get any chills, that's okay. If you feel like you need to move a little bit and, like you're shaking something off, that's okay. If you feel like you need to stretch, that's okay. Just pay attention to where you're feeling these emotions and little chills and so forth. So let's take deep breaths. And I hereby release any lingering of anything, any debris of anything that is not for my highest good, not going to help me to grow, to expand, to flourish. I release that, and it's okay. Release, release, release. I'm imagining scrubber bubbles, however you call them, the scrubber bubbles from the commercial. Oh man. I think it's that Ajax commercial with the scrubbing bubbles and they're just cleaning up everything. All right. Archangel Michael is the chief protection angel, but he also helps us to cut cords and release things. So protect our energy, protect ourselves, and release anything from 2021 that is just not good for us. It causes staleness, just anything that's not for our highest good, and includes people and situations. Oh, take another deep breath. All right, now we're going to invite Archangel Raphael, and he is the chief healing angel. And his color is an emerald green. So even with Archangel Michael, you might have seen a dark purple. That's fine too. Like a silver white light, that's fine. So Archangel Raphael is going to come in and just like patch us up a little bit. When we have cuts, we need some ointment and a Band-Aid or something like that. So take deep breaths and imagine shimmery emerald light just falling upon you, and it's just light and fluffy and reassuring and magical. And take deep breaths. Ooh, I felt a little chill up my back. Take another deep breath. Ooh. And you could do that over and over and over again. And we just want to thank Archangel Michael and Raphael for coming in and helping us to just release, get rid of anything left over, and to help us get on that path of nourishment. All right. So let's get into the numbers. So 2021 number was 5, and that's when you add 2 plus 2 plus 1. And the number 5 had to do with change. I know I experienced some big changes last year. One was that I moved. I lost a lot of weight. Just so many great things happened last year that created a pathway of what's to come. And so you may have experienced a lot of changes. And if you think, oh, well, my change was small, as my grandmother used to say, small things lead to big things. So never discount a small change. Now, this year, 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 6. And 6 has to do with material, finances, that type of thing. So this year is a great year to really look at your finances, even if it's scary, even if you're like, I don't know a damn thing about, that's okay. Because information is so much more available now, right? You just got to make sure that you're getting it from a right source. And that's not too hard to do. You follow someone for a while, you look at references, who they associate with, and it's all online, right? You can even ask someone who has done well for themselves, what they've done. And there's nothing wrong with that. If someone is making fun of you for wanting to learn finance, or if you say, hey, man, like, I'm really trying to get my credit score up, or whatever the case may be, and they're like, oh, that's what you, don't interact with them, because it's not about that. We all have to start from somewhere. So, go to someone who you trust. I don't care if you had to go to your bank and ask them if you can have someone just direct you with something. But just make sure that you do your independent, research first. So no one, so they're less likely to try and force you to, do something that doesn't make sense for you. Okay, so you might want to look at getting a Roth IRA, whatever the case may be. Start looking at it, look at how you spend things, or spend your money on things, on people. And this also has to do with foundational work, because when you could pull this up, Maslow hierarchy of needs, at the very bottom, it has to do with shelter, money, because we need money to survive, right? To buy food, to buy clothing, to, buy or rent shelter. We need these things. So start focusing on the first step, the most basic step. Okay, at the top of Maslow's hierarchy of needs is the self-actualization, right? That's when you really know who you are and things like that. And that doesn't mean that you won't have any financial issues. It just means that by that point, you understand what you need to do to, recoup money or whatever the case may be. So use this year, the energy of this year, to focus on material things, namely money. There's nothing wrong with loving money. There's nothing wrong with wanting money. One of the things that I used to hear as a kid that never sat well with me was that, or two things. Money doesn't grow on trees, and money is the root of all evil. I'm just like, how? And I thought, wait a minute, doesn't paper come from trees? So doesn't money come from trees? I was just really confused. I didn't understand how money was the root of evil, but I was able to buy pizza pretzels and stuff. Like, how is that? It didn't make any sense. And then when I learned later is that it's not money, it's the people. And certain religions just use that as an excuse, because if money is the root of all evil, why are certain religious entities worth millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars? That doesn't make any sense to me, because if money is the root of all evil, shouldn't all these religions be broke? Or not even broke, just like not have money? Shouldn't they give all their money away because it's evil, right? Doesn't make sense. So what I learned is that it's not the money, it's the people, right? It only enhances who you are. If you are a decent person, you're going to use your money to do decent things, right? If you're a bad person, you don't care. It's just that simple. And so keep that in mind. Start debunking, or at least beg to differ. Ask the question, why is it that way? What makes money so evil? And what you will learn is that it's not evil. What you will learn is that people are just a bunch of hypocrites. What you will learn is that people don't want you to have but so much money, and they want to justify how you do things with your money. And some people rather avoid all of that and say things like, oh, I don't want too much money. I don't want the problems. You're going to have problems anyway. When does life go, oh, okay, Jimmy, so you don't want a lot of money because you don't want problems? Cool, don't even worry about it. No, you're going to have, like, your roof is going to have a crack in it or something like that. Your car is going to break down. The dishwasher is not going to work. You're going to get sick, right? Like something's going to happen that's going to be unfortunate and inconvenience, and the list goes on. Money will help you mitigate that. If you're sick, guess what? You can buy medicine, you could buy soup, you probably have health insurance, so you can go see a doctor if you need one, right? Money, if your roof has a leak in or something like that, maybe you have, or you should have, homeowners insurance, but sometimes there's the difference, and you can go to your bank to get a loan and they could see, oh, you're bringing in X amount of money. Sure. I know it's not that simple, but you get what I'm saying. They had to do, the credit check and stuff. But yeah, so number 6 is our friend. Okay. Don't let other people try to con you into thinking that number 6 is evil, money's evil, money's going to change you. It's supposed to. Our bodies don't stay the same anyway. Our skin regenerates. I forget how many months, but it's like every couple of months, this part of your body gets like renewed. You can look it up, but it's like this part of your body every 6 months, every year, so and so on. Our bodies, whether we know it or not, doesn't stay the same. And I'm not talking about just aging. I'm talking about literally our skin, our organs. Just, check it out. So why wouldn't money change you? It's supposed to. You have goals, right? Maybe you're in a 1-bedroom apartment and you want a 2-bedroom apartment. Maybe you're in a 3-bedroom house and you want a 5-bedroom house. Maybe you want to go clothes shopping. Maybe you want to invest in something. It's your prerogative. Okay. So that's what I'm going to say about that. It's the number 6, and let's make this work for us. All right. So I also pulled an Oracle card. All right. And I am still using Season of the Witch Yule Oracle deck by, actually follow her on Instagram too. It has Juliet Diaz and Lorraine Anderson. And I'm still using this deck, even though it has Yule, but it's still a winter deck. And we are in the winter season. And I didn't get a chance to use this as much as I wanted to. So I shuffled ahead of time and I pulled the card Mistletoe. And it's such a cute card. It's a woman holding a basket of, mistletoe and other things. And it states here, what dreams may come from the borrowing of ivy held tight within the womb, a calling in sorts, a spell from above, holy Holly. And this woman looks very peaceful. So let's see what the messages have, because I know what I'm thinking about, but let's see what it states inside the book. All right. Do you have a seed that is ready to be sown? Pulling this card is a positive sign that you should act upon a new project. Creative endeavors are supported at this time. And you shouldn't be surprised if you find yourself seeing inspiration in unusual places. Perhaps you wonder if your idea is worthy or if things will work. Do not worry about that now. Pulling this card is confirmation that you are on the right path. You don't have to do everything at once. Small steps, just like asking a love interest for a kiss under the mistletoe, are enough to get you started. This is something I've been talking about for so long. Small steps, building blocks. And I mentioned it earlier in the show, right? About small things become big things. If you had a small change, that's okay. We just had to recognize that and understand that, the visions. And I was thinking about this earlier because I keep getting this reoccurring vision. And when it comes, I'll tell you about it. And I thought to myself, is this really for me? Like I keep imagining this, but is this vision really for me? And then, Spirit is always checking me. Spirit goes, we didn't show you this vision. We showed you that vision. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. So imagine something like you've been envisioning yourself in like a 5-bedroom home, right? And let's say You see like dogs running around, all that jazz. You had a big, beautiful kitchen, and you're thinking, am I just imagining that, or is it for me? And then Spirit goes, we didn't show you a 2-bedroom home with a white picket fence. We showed you a 2-acre home with 5 bedrooms, with dogs running around. That's the vision we keep planting, so you can sow that, right? We didn't show you the 2-bedroom home. Nothing's wrong with a 2-bedroom home. Some people, they want that, and it's cool, and they're great, and that's fine, right? It's about what we want, not what we think we should get, which is how so many people get, themselves in a bind, is because they think, as the saying goes, when I was a kid, keeping up with the Joneses. You want to get this house and drive that car. Excuse me. No one's thinking about you in that way. If they are, okay. But so many times there are some people who think that people are watching them, and that, they need to drive this car for status. They need to have this home for status. And come to find out, those people don't even care about you. So you're doing so much for nobody. So if you're happy with your 2-bedroom home, or your 1-bedroom apartment, or if you're living on a boat, that's cool. But what visions are you receiving? And that's what this card is saying. What seeds are you looking to plant right now? Because when summertime comes, or even springtime comes, we're going to see little growth, right? Summertime comes, we're going to see more growth. And when fall comes, oh man, it's harvest season. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that everything you do is going to come to fruition in August, September, October. It could happen sooner. But I'm just saying, if we're going by the seasons, right? The seasons, right? That's a natural pattern. But remember, we're also in our own personal seasons. So start planting those seeds. And think about it like this, too. You don't know what you would need in the future. So let's say you save $1,000 today and you don't touch it. Something comes up in the future, you're like, "Whew, thank God I got that $1,000 saved to the side." And yeah, it's like saving money. Well, what I'm saying is plant seeds today so you can enjoy it tomorrow. And don't tell anyone. Maybe you could tell, your best friend who is truly your best friend. And if you don't have a best friend, tell Spirit. Spirit ain't gonna tell no one. All right? And don't be embarrassed, ashamed, or anything for what you want. That's what you want. Okay? If you're like, look, I'm about to just get a really nice trailer and, make the trek across the United States or something, or up a coastline. Like, I just want to start anew. If you have the means, the resources, the capital to do that, and all the planets are aligned for you, do it. Do it. I know, I was going to say 2 people. I know one person who lives on a boat. It works for them. And I'm using the house reference because it goes back to our basic needs, since this is a 6-year material things, home, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, shelter. And people recognize that the most, but it could be with anything, right? The point is not to limit yourself, right? Plant multiple seeds. Each plant grows a different way, right? Some plants grow straight up. Some plants sometimes curve. You're like, why did that curve? That's weird. Okay. Now, and that can mean different things. It just means that sometimes one thing that you planted works out really well, and some kind of works out. Okay. But put yourself out there. Listen, this is the 3rd year of dealing with the pandemic. You've made it this far. God damn it. If you don't go do shit like to the max, like for real, think about this, right? It's like 2 years and like 2 months, because COVID was here in November 2019. That's why the 19 is at the end. It started in 2019. So roughly, it was like the end of November, but definitely December it was here, 2019. So 2020, 2021, and now 2022, the third year in a couple of months. You've made it this far. If you don't go live your life to the fullest, right? Now's the time to do it. Now is not the time to give that person a second chance, that situation another chance. Update your resume. Go apply for that job. The worst they can say is, no, that's okay, but you got your resume together. Go apply for another job. That person say, oh, you can't make it without me. Watch you. Tell them, actually don't tell them anything, because we're playing chess, not checkers. Be strategic with your exit plan. Stop putting up with things that are not serving you, not helping you. And I'm going to tell you this, because if you see me online, you would think that Tia is going to so many places. No, I'm strategic about who I hang out with and where I go. In my 20s, I was here, there, I was everywhere. Now I'm just like, no, thank you. No, thank you. You will see me with the same people over and over and over again. Why? Because they are high value, high quality, consistent, genuine, supportive, loving people. Go-getters. Right? We could tell the good things that happen. I'm always happy for my friends when they succeed. Matter of fact, when I heard good news about one of my friends, I automatically thought, I'm next. I'm so happy for you. I'm next. Let's celebrate. That's it. You should be able to tell your good news to people, right? If you can't, remove them from your life. I don't care who it is. And if it's someone who you can't remove from your life because maybe they're a family member, like your mom, your grandmother, maybe an auntie, see them 2 to 3 times a year, their birthday, Christmas, and maybe one family outing, and don't spend all your time there. Okay. Have a cat. We're here for 3 hours. They don't have to know how long you're going to be there. But if you got a partner, hey, honey, 3 hours. When we reach that mark of 2.5 hours, let's start to wind down. Okay. This year, we've come too far in life and dealing with this crap plus variance to not play big. And if there ever was a time to play big, it would be now. Screw a New Year's resolution. We're not doing that. All right. We're just implementing plans that's going to help us get to the next level. And speaking of plans, here are some of the things I do. Let's start with rituals. What rituals do you have in place? And it doesn't have to be super magical or everything like that. Here's what I do. And it varies a little bit from day to day, but it's on rotation. I wake up and I put on YouTube. Actually, sorry, before I even get up out of bed, I'm just having a moment with my thoughts. If I have some, dreams that I remember, I think about them. Then I go on Instagram because I follow a lot of motivational people on Instagram and I'm getting my motivation on. Yeah, okay, cool. I watch little interviews and things like that. Then when I'm getting ready in the bathroom, I have YouTube on and I pick up motivational money mindset, something like that. And I am mind prepping for at least 2 hours. At least 2 hours. Listening, taking in stuff, saying, yeah, let's go. All that. Now, other mornings, silence. I sit in silence. I move in silence. I don't talk. I just with my thoughts. And I learned that when I went on a retreat called Kairos in high school. We spent I don't remember if it was the day or the morning in silence. So we ate in silence. We went to an old what is it called? I guess a monastery, or I forget what it's called, but it was a place where retired priests went, and it was a beautiful place. But anyway, we ate in silence. That's it. And I thought, how great is that? So it shifts or rotates, I should say. Then I would either fix me something to eat or I'll just, drink my coffee in the morning and I really savor what I'm drinking. I mean, like really taste it. And the reason why I do that is because, well, I love coffee, but also when you really get into the moment, like really allow yourself to taste what you're drinking, what you're eating, like when you are sipping and you close your eyes and it's like you're taking a deep breath and you're just really enjoying it, your coffee becomes better, your food becomes better. It's what I like to call living in HD, right? You are really embodying what you're doing. And depending on the time of the year, I would open the window a little bit. Actually, and I opened up the window a few days ago because I was cleaning. I needed that fresh air. Yeah, I like that cool winter air too sometimes. So I let some air in, and then I would visualize or meditate, like really deep visualization. Either how I want my day to go, my future to go, whatever comes to mind. And sometimes I will pull an oracle card for the day, or if I just felt like it, I'll pull an oracle card. And I have my oils here that I would just put on a little bit of oil on my fingertips, and I just put it different places on my body, and especially on like the little tip of my nose, so I could smell it more. And then all that other stuff throughout the day. But yeah, so that's how most of my mornings go. And are there times where I just sleep in? Yes. But typically, more times than not, that's how my morning goes. Mind prepping or in silence, really enjoying what I'm eating, drinking, getting that fresh air in. And then, actually, I'm sorry, I forgot something, but this isn't actually it is part of a ritual. It has nothing to do with magic or anything like that. I catch up on my sports. So the reason why I say that too is because you're always going to have a combination of something that is magical and non-magical. Not always, but a lot of times because we're living in this world, right? But also, those rituals help keep us at a higher frequency. So even though drinking coffee in the morning or even tea or warm water with a lemon, even if that doesn't seem magical at the time, trust me, it is setting the foundation for you to be more involved with yourself. And where is the magic? Who is the magic? What is the magic? You. So as long as you're constantly fueling yourself, whether that's deep visualization, mind prepping in the morning, whatever it is, taking deep breaths, you are boosting your magnetism, your magic, all that. So new year, new witch, this is what we're doing this year. We're not putting up with people. We're pouring the whole picture into us. Okay. All right. I don't care if it's a margarita pitcher, a pitcher of, spiritual water, douse yourself in it. Okay. Go swim in it because this is your year. This is our year. All right. And to wrap this up, remember that we are still in the season of winter. So if you are feeling not as motivated, that's okay. If you feeling like you need to be wrapped up in a blanket and drink your teas or whatever, that's okay. If you just feel like you just need to stay indoors, that's okay, because the season of winter is for inner reflection, hibernation. Okay, understanding the darkness, because there is beauty in darkness, and it's unfortunate that it gets a bad rep. But when we make time to explore the depths of us, and the depths are dark, right? We're going down. When we explore ourselves, we unlock ourselves. And the reason why, or a reason why it gets a bad rep, is because once we explore ourselves, no one can tell us about ourselves. It's so funny when I hear people, and I get it. Sometimes when people don't know me, they make recommendations. I'm like, no, it's okay. I literally say, I know myself that's not going to work. And they still want to make a recommendation. I go, no, trust me, I know myself and I get it, but that's not going to work for me. I understand what you're saying, but I know me. And then it's like, I'm like, what the? It's like, I don't know how else to tell you this. Like, I really want to yell, like, stop talking to me. I just told you twice now, it's not going to work. Like, it's like, stop. But, realign. That's the inner Tia. But I know how to channel my emotions and expressions. So I just stop talking. I'm just like, I don't know what else to tell you because like I already said it twice. But yeah. So start exploring the depths of you because this is the time to do it. Because come spring, which is just a couple of months away, is going to be the time for you to step out a little bit more. Right. In summertime, we out. Okay. So, and exploring the depths of you involves many things. So pick what you're called to explore and dive into that. And if you're still like, I don't know, I have 2 options for you. Virtual summits that I hosted last year, but they're free. They're still up on my website. It's the Sex Goddess Summit and the Unlock Your Magic Summit. Go to tiamariejohnson.com. Scroll down, it's on the main page, and you'll see it there. And they are 3-day virtual summits. I have experts from all types of backgrounds. Okay. The Sex Goddess Summit have sex experts from backgrounds who are queer, who got degrees, and they host their own consultation, like just all again just diverse, different backgrounds to help you out. I'm trying to think what else was there. It was so many topics. I'm trying to remember some of the topics. And then with the Unlock Your Summit Unlock Your Magic Summit, I had witches and priestess and just again, all different backgrounds, just, as diverse as you can get, just again, from various perspectives to help you. All right. So you can start there and then see where it leads you. All right. But explore yourself, like really dive into that. I'm telling you, it's a relief. It's amazing. And also it's almost unbelievable because it's like, wait a minute, this is me. Wow, that's great. What else is next? Let's go. All right. And then you'll see more things work for you. And that's a delight as well. All right. So that's what I have for you. New year, new witch. Let's get it. Let's have some rituals in your life that will help to fuel you, nurture you, keep you aligned. Work with the archangels. You totally can. You got to feel for their energy. You can always read up on them so you can get to know them better before you work with them. You don't have to do what I did, where I just jumped into it. But also I felt safe doing it. And I had a lot of visions as a kid anyway, like with my actual eyes, not just my third eye. So it just felt really natural to me, and that makes sense. And also, even when I first started diving into spirituality, consciously, that is, because beforehand, I just thought everyone had visions and premonition dreams. But I started doing spells that there was no way I could have known that was a spell. Like I did one spell, and then I ended up reading a book. I'm like, oh, snap, that's real. So everything just feels so natural to me. But for other people, it is a little scary, working with, angels and things like that. So just read up on them, get to know them a little bit, and then work with them. But you had a taste of it here. Know that this is the year to tap into that energetic, money, material things. Make this year work for you. Don't let whatever didn't work for you in the past years continue on. Okay. We are on limited time. I know we're unlimited beings and blah, blah, blah. But while on Earth, we don't know how long we're going to be here. So we can't waste time. Right. I mean, think about it. Even in games, you have 4 quarters and that's it. Sometimes maybe in overtime, but that's it. But yet as people, some of us, give people so many chances. I'm just like, are you kidding me? This person is literally not going to change. And if they do change, that doesn't mean that you have to take them back, right? You could have also evolved. And like, that's great that you change, but I'm good, right? You're not obligated. You're not required. You do not have to take them back. But we got to stop with this giving them chances. Oh, I have a kid with them. So what? So what? Kids see everything. They're like sponges. What they're going to see is mommy putting up with a no good person. There's my for the umpteenth time. And what's going to happen? The child's going to think that that's okay. And that's relationships are supposed to be. Give children more credit. All right. I'm not saying they can run a company, but what I'm saying is that they pick up on more than you realize. Okay. So we got to stop it with, giving people, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 20 chances to get it right. They're playing you. They don't care. Don't send a long text message. They're not going to read it. Okay. Stop trying to find closure with that person. They're not going to give it to you. Have your own closure. I understand they do owe you a response, but you got to understand some people just don't care. They know what they're doing. They're taking your kindness for weakness and they know you. So be a little bit unpredictable. Okay. I am sending you so much love, so many blessings. I am rooting for you. Let's make 2022 the best year yet. We got this. All right. Be kind to yourself, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you so much for tuning in, Magical One. Let's keep in touch. Join the VIP email list by going to tiamariejohnson.com. And as always, I'm sending you lots of love, many blessings. I'm rooting for you. And remember to be kind to yourself. Until next time.